Rastafarianism. Rastafarianism, an Abrahamic faith originating in Jamaica during the 1930s, offers a unique interpretation of the Bible, asserting that Jesus was of Black African descent and rejecting the notion of a white Jesus as a false deity. Consequently, they regard Christianity as a creation of the white man and approach it with skepticism, deeming the two religions incompatible due to their differing concepts of God. Rastafarians possess distinct beliefs regarding death, viewing it as a transition from one realm to another, with the soul continuing its journey beyond physical existence, provided the individual leads a righteous life. This perspective leads them to forego traditional funerals. Simulation theory. This concept suggests that our current human experience is, in fact, a simulated reality created by advanced computer technology, with humans themselves being artificial constructs within this simulation. Philosopher Nick Bostrom lends credence to this notion, reasoning that as computing power continues to advance, future generations may create highly detailed simulations of their ancestors or similar beings. Consequently, it is conceivable that our reality is one such simulation, contingent upon future technological capabilities to generate conscious entities, a prospect many find improbable. Never-ending life theory. This theory posits a straightforward concept. Upon death, humans are reincarnated as a new individual, devoid of memories from their previous life. Essentially, it represents a form of secular reincarnation, without religious involvement. Approximately 22% of secular Europeans and 20% of secular Americans adhere to this belief, known as the never-ending life theory or cosmic theory. According to this theory, our consciousness is not tied to our individual bodies or to a divine entity. Instead, it belongs to the universe, and upon death, it returns to the cosmos. Additionally, many subscribe to the idea that the end of the world and the entire universe will occur anywhere from 1 to 100 trillion years from now. This prediction is based on the eventual exhaustion of the gas required for star formation, leading to existing stars running out of fuel and ceasing to shine. Consequently, the universe will gradually darken, a scenario referred to as a big freeze or the heat death. Buddhist Theory. Buddhists adhere to a nuanced understanding of reincarnation, known as a rebirth doctrine, which is more intricate than the never-ending life theory. According to this doctrine, rebirth occurs within one of the 6 realms of samsara: the realm of gods, demigods, humans, animals, ghosts, and hell. Various Buddhist traditions assert that rebirth is determined by one's karma, with good or bad realms being favored based on the accumulation of skillful or unskillful actions. The ultimate aim of Buddhist teaching is nirvana, signifying liberation from all worldly desires and devotion solely to spiritual advancement. Traditional Buddhist practice often focuses on acquiring merit and transferring it, with individuals seeking rebirth in favorable realms and avoiding reincarnation in undesirable ones. Hindu theory. The Hindu perspective on death and the afterlife encompasses a diverse array of interpretations, making it challenging to encapsulate in a singular ideology. Nevertheless, certain common themes and concepts are widely embraced in Hindu thought. Hindu beliefs regarding death closely parallel Buddhist views, as both traditions share concepts such as karma, dharma, moksha, and reincarnation. However, there exist notable distinctions, including the presence of distinct Hindu priests, rituals, and the caste system. In Hindu tradition, the soul is perceived as an immutable, eternal essence of a living being, embarking on a journey across reincarnations until it achieves self-knowledge. In contrast, Buddhism espouses a theory of rebirth devoid of a fixed self. Parallel universe theory. Also referred to as a many-worlds theory, this concept has been depicted in numerous science fiction narratives, sparking speculation about its validity. According to this theory, upon death, individuals continue to exist in the same universe, albeit in a different spatio-temporal location. In essence, the many-worlds theory posits that for every possible outcome of an action, the universe branches into a copy of itself. This instantaneous process, termed decohesion by a doctoral student at Princeton University, parallels the narrative structure of a choose-your-own-adventure book, where each decision leads to a different page. However, in the universe, each action taken results in the splitting of the world into two distinct paths. Dream theory. This theory is often regarded as peculiar and more of a fanciful concept rather than one grounded in scientific evidence. Known as the dream theory, it proposes that our current existence is akin to being inside a dream, and that upon awakening from this reality, we embark on a new one. Many people entertain this idea due to the vivid sensory experiences they encounter in their dreams, including taste, smell, and touch. Even Helen Keller, the renowned deaf and blind author, recounted in her memoirs experiencing sight and sound in her dreams, sensations she could not recall ever experiencing while awake. This prompts speculation. Could life simply be a vast, lifelike dream? Paranormal theory. Similar to the multiverse theory discussed earlier, the paranormal theory encompasses a range of ideas concerning the supernatural realm, often lying beyond the scope of mainstream scientific comprehension. Frequently depicted in horror films, these concepts delve into phenomena such as ghosts and otherworldly occurrences. Surveys indicate that approximately 4 out of 10 Americans profess belief in ghosts, indicating that discussion of paranormal theories is relatively common. This theory proposes that following death, souls linger on Earth, leading to experiences like ghost sightings or paranormal activity. Additionally, it is often suggested that communication with these souls is achievable through mediums such as Ouija boards, various ghost hunting equipments, and even through dreams. Aztec Theory. The Aztecs held a complex and intriguing belief system regarding the afterlife, dividing it into 3 distinct paths: the Sun, Mictlan, and Tlalocan. Depending on the circumstances of one's death, they would be assigned to one of these afterlife realms. Fallen warriors and women who died during childbirth were believed to transform into hummingbirds and follow the sun. Those who died of natural causes were destined for Mictlan, akin to the Aztec equivalent of a realm ruled by deities resembling Satan, where the deceased embark on a journey through 9 stages of hell, overcoming various challenges to achieve the liberation of their soul. Conversely, individuals who perished by drowning or from illness were believed to ascend to Tlalocan, ruled by deities resembling heaven in Aztec mythology. Nothingness and uncertain theory. The concept known as the theory of nothingness or eternal oblivion posits that upon death, consciousness ceases, leading to a state of darkness with no awareness or experiences. Primarily embraced by atheists, this theory elicits either a distressing or reassuring outlet, depending on individual perspectives. According to a study conducted by the Pew Research Center, 17% of Americans subscribe to the notion of no afterlife. A related concept termed the uncertain theory acknowledges the uncertainty surrounding what occurs after death. Rather than asserting a complete void, it suggests that the true nature of post-mortem existence is unknowable, rendering discussions about it futile in absolute terms. Christian theory. Christianity's perspective on the afterlife stands as one of the most widely recognized beliefs, emphasizing that adherents who lead righteous lives and adherence with Jesus Christ's teachings, prioritizing spiritual fulfillment over materialism and worldly pursuits, will spend eternity in heaven. In this heavenly realm, they are free from sin and devoted to glorifying God alongside fellow believers. Conversely, those who reject God or fail to follow his path are destined for hell, where Satan reigns. The specifics of what actions guarantee entry to heaven or damnation to hell remains ambiguous, as Jesus purposely left such details vague to encourage genuine and passionate devotion rather than mere adherence to a set of rules. The exact nature of hell is also uncertain, although Catholics point to a purported vision of hell revealed by Mary, the Mother of God, to 3 children in Portugal in 1917, alongside a vision of the impending tragedy of World War II. Egyptian Pharaoh Theory. Unlike other theories of the afterlife, which posit the departure of the soul from the body upon death, ancient Egyptians held the belief that their physical bodies would persist in an afterlife resembling their earthly existence. However, access to this realm was not assured. The deceased had to navigate a perilous journey through the underworld and undergo final judgment before gaining entry. Egyptian pharaohs in particular believed in the cyclical nature of death, anticipating a return to the world for a second life. To aid the departed in their journey, tombs were adorned with texts intended to guide the soul, and personal belongings were interred alongside them, reflecting their social standing. Pharaoh's tombs were particularly lavish, stocked with vast quantities of wealth and assorted goods. Frozen head theory. The concept of freezing one's head, known as a frozen head theory or cryonics, does not pertain directly to afterlife beliefs, rather represents a speculative practice aiming to circumvent death entirely. Advocates propose that by preserving the body in cryogenic nitrogen chambers after death, it could potentially be revived in the future when medical advancements permit. However, as of January 2022, no individual subjected to cryonics has been successfully revived, and the scientific feasibility of such a revival remains uncertain. Nonetheless, approximately 500 individuals have opted for cryogenic preservation upon legal death, with a majority of cases originating from the United States. Mormon Theory. The classification of Mormons as either a Christian denomination or a heretical group sparks considerable debate, particularly regarding their beliefs on the afterlife, which some critics cite as evidence of deviation. Mormon theology regarding death initially aligns with mainstream Christian doctrine, positing that wicked individuals go to hell, while righteous ones ascend to heaven. However, their conception of heaven introduces complexity, delineating it into 3 degrees of glory: the celestial, terrestrial, and telestial kingdoms. The celestial kingdom, the highest realm and most confident, promises eternal residence in God's presence. Here, individuals perpetually dwell with God, maintain familial ties, aspire to godhood, engender spiritual offspring, and continually progress in power and glory for eternity. Nevertheless, certain members of the Mormon faith disavow these teachings, asserting that they stem from misinterpretations of Mormon teachings, leading to widespread confusion, speculation, and debate about their actual beliefs. Egg theory. The egg theory originates from a well-known fictional internet story penned by Andy Weir and released in 2009. The narrative revolves around a protagonist referred to as You, who, following a fatal car accident, encounters God, depicted as a narrator. God reveals to you that you have undergone multiple reincarnations and are slated to be reborn as a Chinese peasant girl in 540 AD. Furthermore, God expounds that all human beings throughout history are incarnations of You, and eventually, after experiencing every human life, you will ascend to become a God. The overarching message conveyed by God is the interconnectedness of all individuals, emphasizing that any harm inflicted upon others ultimately affects oneself. This theory, rooted in the adage "what goes around comes around," has gained popularity since its publication, despite not garnering widespread belief. SCP Theory. The SCP Foundation universe does not inherently have a unified afterlife theory, as it encompasses a wide array of anomalous entities and phenomena, each with its own unique properties and lore. However, within certain SCP entries, elements of afterlife or concepts related to life after death are explored. For example, SCP-2718 describes an anomalous phenomenon where individuals who die experience perpetual conscious awareness, even after bodily death. This consciousness endures excruciating torment, leading to the implication of a form of afterlife or continuation of consciousness beyond death, albeit in a nightmarish form. Another one, SCP-2935, for instance, describes an alternate reality where all life on Earth suddenly ceases to exist, suggesting a glimpse into a potential afterlife or alternate dimension.